Hello and welcome to Susybliving's Gardening by the Moon schedule. So it is Sunday night and it's been a beautiful day here in Lincolnshire. We got quite a lot done today. It was a fruits day today, so I am really on schedule with all my fruits. I did some more sowing and the usual things that I do with my moon phase calendar days. Anyhow, the next week we are going into March, but if you follow me on my moon gardening schedule, then you'll see that I am now dividing the week into two. So this week I am going to divide the week between Monday and Thursday again, and then Friday to Sunday. So let's start with Monday the 26th of February until Thursday the 29th of February are all roots days on the moon phase calendar. We've just had a full moon. It will be full moon again tonight, and then all the energy starts to get pulled down into the ground, and that's why we have all these roots days coming up. So a root is, well, it's obvious in some cases, and in other cases it's not so obvious. But a root is anything that grows below the soil. It doesn't have to be completely below the soil, but more or less below the soil. I am talking about things like potatoes. So I have already started my extra early potatoes off in my little pots that I do them in. I'm going to do a dedicated video to show you how I start my really early potatoes. But for now, let's talk about the varieties. I am going to be doing Swift, which is a really early variety of potato. I am going to be doing some Charlotte because it's our favorite. It's a very waxy potato. It's a great salad potato, and you can grow this early as well. And I am going to be doing a variety called Jazzy, which is very early but better tasting than Swift. I put one tuber into a 2-litre pot of compost, just moist compost. I let them grow so that they get the hulms on them about this tall above the pot, and this is all grown inside because it's a little bit cold still in the greenhouse. So I just have them in my dining room, on my staging there, or I have them on windowsills, and they grow very fast. So after like 2 weeks, you can have this much growth on top. When I get that growth on top, I then transplant these into pots that I then put in the greenhouse. And I put 2 tubers into one 25-litre pot. That's how it works. So I will be doing 4 of each of those potatoes. The next thing I will be doing is I will be doing some sowing of my main crop onions, Red Baron. I didn't get to do them the last roots day, so I will be doing some Red Baron, that's for sure. So I think I'm going to be doing 50 or 60 cells of Red Baron. That is the red onion, very popular here in the UK. It does really well here in the UK. The other thing I will be doing are my bunching onions. Now these spring onions, we call them spring onions, or you can call them salad onions. They can also be put under the category of leaves because you, in essence, eat the leaves. But I tend to sow them on roots days because they do really well for me on roots days. These are not the onions that if left, they then become a bulb. These are proper what they call bunching onions. There's 2 particular types that I like to grow. One is the white Lisbon here. That is a very nice traditional spring onion or salad onion. And the other one, which is even more favorite with me, is Guardsman. That's another one. So I will be doing about 40 of those, but I multi-sow them. So in the cells, in the 40 cells that I'm going to do, I'll put about 6 seeds per cell. So that's those. The next thing I will be sowing is my very early carrots, and they are the Nantes variety. So early carrots always have a round bottom on them. They don't have the tapered stem root on them. They have the round bottom. They're very fast growing. I do find that these Nantes, but the number 2 Nantes are really delicious. So I sow them in troughs, and I do them in my greenhouse, in my big greenhouse. So I'm going to do 2 troughs of these. I've already got 1 trough in the greenhouse, and the carrots are about this big. So they've been kind of overwintering. I sowed those, I think it was in December. I've lost the tag, but I think it was in December, and they've been kind of ticking away very slowly. So they'll be earlier than these ones. Maybe, I wonder if these ones will actually catch up. It'll be very interesting to see. But I'm going to be doing those, 2 troughs of those. The other thing I'm going to be doing is my main crop beetroot. So this is the beetroot that I grow mainly for kind of preserving. So it's for pickling, it's for chutneys, it's for all that kind of stuff. Fermented as well. I will be doing some Pablo. Again, this is my favorite red variety. I will be doing the Burpees Golden. I don't have a picture for that. I will be doing the Albina Vereduna. So this is a white beetroot, but the leaves are really, really delicious on this one. And I will be doing some bull's blood as well. And again, bull's blood, a lot of people just use the leaves for salad leaves, but the beetroot are quite nice too, especially when you eat them small. So that is all of my sowing. The only other thing that I might do a few extras of are these long Florence onions. And that's because the packet that I sowed haven't really come up very well. So I've got a new packet of seeds, fresh seed. And so I'll be sowing those. Onion seeds, really difficult because you really do need to get it fresh. It doesn't keep very well. And you know, if you're going to grow quite a lot of onions, you want them to germinate. So that's my sowings for Monday to Thursday. Transplanting. So I have red onions that I started back in, I think it was the beginning of December, end of November even, in little modules in the greenhouse, and they are looking beautiful. They are ready to go out now. So I'm going to be planting those over at the allotment underneath mesh, because we have a problem with allium leaf miner, and let them grow. Now, they may not get really big, but I don't really care, because these red onions I've only grown them because I don't really grow red onion sets so early or late, depends on where you're coming from. Because they will go to seed. They'll want to go to seed by midsummer. So, but I'm hoping to get some nice little red onions, and it's because the red onions that I've got in store, I haven't got many left. So I factored that in to my what I was going to sow. So they're going to go over at the allotment. The other thing is I've got some spring onions that are ready to go out in the kitchen garden, or I might even put them in the veggie pod depending on where I've got space. The other thing also is I've got some early potatoes that I started where the haulms are quite long, but I'll see what they're like by Thursday, and if they're any good, I might transplant them into the 25 litre pots that I talked about. Good. Weeding and maintenance. I have garlic that I need to weed. I have spring onions in the garden that I need to just check on. I also have very nice leeks. They're starting to get quite bulked out and fat. And I have my radish that I've planted out in my veggie pod. Just got to check those. And also I've got winter radish. I have got some small turnips in a veggie pod, but they're starting to, the centers of them look as though they're going to go to seed. I'll get a couple out and see if they're woody. If they're not woody, then I will definitely harvest them, and we will have those. But now it's time in March, in a couple of days, to be sowing my next lot of turnips. So I'll just have a look at them. So feeding and watering are any kind of seedlings that I look at and I think, oh, they might need a little bit of a feed, or they might need a little bit of a water. That's what I'm doing with those. So that is Monday to Thursday, all roots, all really nice, all quite easy. And yeah, that's what I will be doing. So I will see you then on Wednesday night for the rest of the week. And I hope that you get some sowing done, or some transplanting done, or some anything to do with weeding and maintenance for your roots. And I hope you have a good next couple of days. So I'm Susie B from Susybliving. If you subscribe, then you will get my schedule for the year. So you can either follow me or get some ideas from what I do. You can also see my gardening week of what I've been doing for the week. I uploaded that this morning, I think it was. Yeah, and just follow along with me. See you later. Bye.